Hey, everybody. Today on episode 84 of The Geek Perspective, we're going to discuss the Peanut Brittle Challenge debacle. I got some Mandalorian Season 3 news, new challenge that Tom got for us, and there were a couple of deaths that we want to discuss. That and more, so stay tuned. What's going on, guys?
What's up, boys? How we doing today?
Living the dream, freezing. Derek's back with us, everybody. Decided to show up.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah, it's been a while, Derek. How you doing, man?
The Pokemon thing was fun. The time I skipped that one.
So tell us what you did on this Pokemon adventure.
All right, so it was Community Day. So from 11 to 5 local time, one Pokemon spawns for that entire time frame, and if you evolve it up to 2 hours after the event ends, it gets a special move, and it's also increased shiny chances. So I personally was just grinding for what they call XL candies, so I can make my Pokemon higher than level 40, so I can use them in Master League battles. But overall, I feel like particularly this one was just a waste because the special move's not even any good. Like, it still loses to the things that it would lose to anyway. It doesn't get any kind of advantage unless you had shield advantage.
Yeah, but what were you doing? Like, what were you actually doing?
Okay, so because it was raining, I was just driving around to wherever they had like a lot of Pokestops, so I could just keep restocking my Pokeball supply. People have what they call gold pluses or gotchas, which you just push a button and it catches or spins automatically for you while you're driving. So it's just like, how much do you want to play in the 6 hours to, like, what are you trying to grind for?
Sounds pretty exciting.
Are you trying to get a lot of shinies? Are you trying to get specific IV ones for battles? Are you trying to get XL candies to make them higher than level 40?
Whoa. Right over my head.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Craziness. But you had fun?
Yeah, no, but I think after a couple hours, I'm just like, why am I still doing this?
After a couple hours. All right. All right, so guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Click that little bell and stay tuned and updated for all our cool content. So, some people passed away recently.
A
Hank
lot.
Aaron.
A lot.
Was that?
A lot of people, but some really big names too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Hank Aaron passed away.
Ugh.
And he was 86. It's amazing. He played 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know he retired in 76. For some reason, I thought he retired before that. And for some reason, I don't see him playing in the 70s. But he retired in 76. And I have a story.
Yeah.
Where I work, a resident told me about meeting Hank Aaron, and he actually this patient actually played professional baseball, and he happened to meet him in spring training with Hank Aaron. He said one night, while everyone was in bed sleeping, he woke up. He was hot, he was tired, but he was hungry. So he went outside of his room to get some food, and I guess he was telling me back in those days they didn't have the big like places where you go get food. They just put it outside at their hotel on tables, which is kind of weird. He said that there were buffets that would leave out all night long in case the players wanted something to eat or drink, and the stuff would be there. And he said he was outside getting the sandwich, and then he said it was dark out, so you really couldn't see, and he was kind of half tired, half awake. He said he reaches over, and my dog's jumping on me. He reaches over to grab something from the table, and he touches somebody's hand, and he goes, I look up, it's Hank Aaron, and he hadn't met him yet.
Yeah.
He had practiced, but he hadn't actually met him because they haven't practiced together. And I go, what did you say? And he goes, the guy with a sly smile, he goes, hey, Hank. Like that's what you say to Hank Aaron? He goes, yeah, what was I going to say? I go, what do you say back? He goes, hey, bud. I'm like, really? That's your story? He's like, yeah, well, what do you expect us to talk about?
Yeah, well, what should he have said? I mean, I probably would have been the same way. Nice to meet you, Hank.
Well, same here, but it's like, I don't know, when you're hearing a story, in my mind, I'm thinking it's gonna be this great introduction. Like, hey, how you doing? So and then he started he a little weepy eyed, and he started telling me about some of the things he saw Hank Aaron go through. People calling him names, throwing rocks at him. And he was very emotional about that. He was saying that he went through hell, and that he was still able to be the player that he was, in spite of people trying to, not let him become the player that he ended up becoming. Mm-hmm. And he broke Babe Ruth's record. Everyone forgets that 755 home runs, and that's all. And that's all being called all kind of names, any name you can imagine.
People forget that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, I always was like, I mean, it's before my time, but I always knew that, Hank Aaron was the home run. I didn't realize that people.
Well, no, they forget that he broke Babe Ruth's record. Some people don't remember that.
That's funny.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Because I've asked people, and some people are baseball fans, some aren't though too. So I guess it's relative, I guess to a certain degree.
Yeah,
but it was a great story. And this patient, he we were talking about the Red Sox one day, and he's like, "Oh, I hate the Red Sox." I'm like, "What? You hate the Red Sox?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "He's from Brockton. He's from my town," and he was like, "They never scouted local players." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "They would have a tryout for local players, then they would never draft any of them." And there were a lot of good players, and they never would draft them.
Huh.
And then one time, he said they had a tryout, and they didn't even send the important scouts to even. Yes, of course, Linda says his name. They wouldn't even send the big scouts there. They would send like the minor league, the lowest of the lowest scouts they could send. It was like, really? I'm like, well, that's stupid. Like typical Red Sox, You have some A-list talent, and you pass up on them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Red Sox, what was it? Yawkey, I mean, he was a known freaking racist and all that. Yeah, well, actually, I'm not going to go down that path today. So, but, yeah. Oh, Linda says his nickname.
And how about Larry King dying? Derek must have been a big fan of him.
87 years old.
I know who he is, but I never watched him.
You never watched him?
Had about 30 wives, and
God love him, Jesus.
Yeah, he was just. I remember seeing him as a kid. He was old then. Larry King's been old my whole life. It's just like, but yeah, I mean. He's a mainstay for decades and decades and decades. Sad day.
Yeah, crazy. And I was actually going through stuff this morning when I saw that he had passed away. I'm like, holy Jesus! And I had heard he had COVID in the fall. The article that I read didn't say how he died. They didn't know. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's COVID or if it's something else or if it's just his time. Sometimes it's just your time.
Yep.
And that's what I say. I got the vaccine, both shots, and people are like, why'd you do it? I'm like, I just don't worry about stuff. And if it's your time, it's your time. I don't care if you get the vaccine or not. When it's your time, you ain't preventing it.
Very true. Very true.
So have you guys watched I know Tom hasn't seen it. Derek probably hasn't seen it either because you don't watch good shows, Derek. But the Mandalorian, they're going to be doing a time jump in season 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that. I was like, the things they could do, because because of the season finale last time, the season 2, they could jump to any period they want. Because you figure, I don't know if you guys, I can't remember if you guys said you watched the 4, 5, and 6 or not, but Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Jedi. So it's basically we're filling in that gap between the 5 years and 25 years before Force Awakens. So you think about it, you could jump back and forth at any times if they want to do it. Actually,
yeah. I saw Jedi. I saw those 4, 5, 6 back in the day.
Empire was the best though. Empire Strikes Back.
Empire, it was the best. It really was. Jedi. I remember watching Jedi a lot as a kid because it was like family friendly, the Ewoks, stuff like that. But I was always an Empire fan. Not so much Return of the Jedi and the original was kind of cool too. Or the whatever. What was the 4? I guess it's called 4, but the first one, what was that called? Star Wars.
A New Hope.
New Hope. Thank you.
It's kind of weird, it starts with number 4, and it's like, why wasn't that just number 1? I mean, I know why, because it was a big movie. They chopped it up, and he released the 4th episode first, and I get that, but it's like, just call it 1.
Yeah,
because there are people that are so confused by it.
Yeah, well, I never know what to say too. It's like I'm talking about, I say the originals, but then I have to be like, well, the originals, but 4, 5, 6. So yeah, it is a pain in the butt.
But I wonder if they're going to be adding any new characters from like the original movies, because where it's that timeline, before Force Awakens, you could add people from the later movies.
Mm-hmm.
A young Rey, a baby Rey, theoretically, they could explain that and show that. They could bring more people from, New Hope, Empire, a lot of openings. And Derek brought up Texas Walker Texas Ranger. So. Yeah, I remember you said it there. Are you watching that show?
I put it on my DVR. I didn't have a chance to watch it yet.
And Tom, you said you're going to watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to check it out tonight. And just like I was saying offhand, I'm really curious to see Jared Padalecki in something not super. I know he's done other stuff, but I just haven't seen it. Something other than Supernatural. So I'll definitely check it out and. See, I wasn't really a fan of the original. It was just kind of, I don't know. Chuck Norris is Chuck Norris. It was just cheesy and a lot of bad acting and stuff. But give it a shot.
Yeah, I watched the first one a little bit only because of Chuck Norris, but it got thin really fast. It was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, and partly that, and partly because. I don't see how this is going to work. Not for no reason. I don't know. I don't think we need Walker Texas Ranger. I don't think that's needed for consumption right now. It seems kind of weird. I don't know. It's just me. I have no reason for it. It's just, I'll never watch it. I just have no desire. But
yeah, like I said, I'm going to check it out. I mean, I'm not expecting much. As far as we need it, I mean, we really don't need much, but
that's true. Touche.
But check it out, give it a shot. What's the worst that's gonna happen? It sucks, and then I just don't watch it.
All right. I have to ask you, Tom, because I think you might have watched it. Have you watched WandaVision yet?
Excuse me, sorry, but I love it.
Really?
Dude, it and the little stuff that it's hinting at to happen, I think is really cool. I like hooked me in right away with the sort of the 50s style sitcom, Dick Van Dyke, I Dream of Jeannie, sort of,
that part was cool. I like the little tidbits of like homage kind of to the old shows.
Yes,
Are there
Yeah.
more- just 2
right
episodes?
away.
There's 3 now. The third one dropped last night.
Ooh, good. I was wondering when it was going to drop. I don't know. Didn't know.
I actually watched it this morning.
I'm going to check it out. So what do you think?
I
love it so far.
get what they're doing. I don't love it yet, but I understand. I kind of know where it's going. Well, I think I know where it's going, but so I'm looking forward to that aspect of it. The way they're doing it, I like them paying homage to some of the old classic shows. I think that should be done more often because those old shows, they were great shows. I remember I still will watch one every now and then if I'm home, nothing to watch. I'll put one of those on. You know, it's just acting, the storytelling, the physical comedy. There's no one like it today. I mean, there were just great shows back then. So that was kind of cool. At first, the laugh track to me was stupid, but then I understood what they were getting at. So by the second episode, I was like, all right, now I get it. Now it's like because I'm like the stuff's not funny. Why are you putting a laugh track? And then I finally realized because I'm slow as molasses that okay, it's part of the homage to the classic shows.
Yes, because if you like you're saying those older shows, a lot of time like I'll put them on too, but a lot of the humor in it is very corny, sort of. So that's why I love I was like, oh, the laugh track, because normally I don't like laugh tracks in any show, and I'm not even really a fan of shows that are like, well, not that I'm not a fan of the show, but I'm not a fan all the time of them like taping in front of a studio audience too, so it's not so it's not a laugh track, it's actually people I'm not a big fan, but this show, man, I love it. I don't, I'm not, you guys know I'm not a huge superhero person. Like I don't, it's like I can probably count on one and a half hands maybe of all the Marvel movies I've actually seen. So I don't know a lot about these characters either, which is really cool for me. So, and I think Paul Bettany, he looks really cool in that role. And yeah, I don't know too much about her, but that's Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's sister there that plays so far I'm digging it. I'll definitely check out the third episode tonight because I dig that show, man.
And I don't want to say anything because I'm not giving something away, but it's cool if you see it. We can discuss it next week because it's just cool if you see it. Because I thought this was kind of cool. Because I probably won't remember it, but I still think it's cool. But yeah, Derek, are you gonna watch it at all?
Yeah, I'm going to. I just don't know if I want to watch it once a week or just wait till they're all done and just binge it then.
Yeah, I have the same issue with a lot of shows. Like you kind of get used to binging, and then they go back and start doing by episode again. Like, are you serious? You were just releasing all the episodes. Now you're gonna do this? I hate you.
Yeah.
But they had a good point, and I think they started with The Boys. They were saying that that they were finding that people were watching the show, but they were missing a lot of stuff because you're binging it, you're flying through it, and it's human nature. You're just not absorbing the stuff because you're going from one episode to the next to the next. So your body don't have the time to adjust and accept what you just witnessed and saw.
Makes sense. And I know for me, and I know other people have said it as well, but it's like when you're binging stuff, it's a lot easier to sort of get up and get distracted, and it's still playing in the background, and but it's on, so you're like, again, you're not absorbing that. I do that a lot of shows. If I'm binging it, it's just like, all right, I got to get up and move, or heat up some food or whatever it is, and then I inevitably miss stuff. So yeah, I go back and forth because we have been spoiled in the binge era of TV consumption. But it is nice too sometimes to, okay, good, I have something to look forward to this week. I didn't blast through every episode, so yeah, I go back and forth.
What about you, Derek?
For the binging stuff, I don't know. Like even the shows I watch episodically, I let them go up for like a month and then I just binge them all again.
So have you guys watched Wonder Woman 84? Because Tom, you have HBO Max, right?
I do.
Did you watch that?
No, I did not.
Because I'm hearing that it's leaving this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to subscribe only because, like, you know, I think it's what, $15 a month? Is that what it is?
HBO?
Yeah, because Max is part of that, right?
I gave you guys my code a while back. I told to both of you guys that you could be using my HBO. I have it with the Hulu.
You know what? It's funny that I forgot all about that.
I gave it to you guys a while ago because I still have your Apple code, and I don't care. I'll give you guys all my codes. I don't really care. Yeah,
Yellowstone.
Because I was telling you because I wanted you to watch Lovecraft Country, Roy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that too.
And
I'll memory.
I'll resend it to you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I've watched it twice now, though.
What's that?
I've watched the Wonder Woman twice now.
What do you think?
Like it's just so slow to get going. Like I feel like there's not as much action in this one.
That's what people are saying that I'm hearing. That it's more story, which is weird because you think the first one would have been that way.
I mean, like they do the same thing. They start the movie on her island when she's a kid.
Oh, really?
They do the same thing. It's something different. It's not the same thing she was doing in the first movie. This time, it's like kind of like their version of an Olympic game kind of thing.
Okay.
She learns a quick lesson there, and then it jumps right into her chasing a typical robbery in the mall. And then it's nothing but story for like the next hour and a half. But it's still pretty good.
I'll probably check it out, but
it's something I can wait for.
They do explain something pretty awesome in the movie, though.
Oh, cool.
I won't spoil that one.
Yeah, I'll check it out. So Linda said you guys have to watch Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a very good show. I'm not all the way caught up with it. It was funny. I watched an episode, and then a guy at my work who really doesn't watch much TV. It's like few and far between, but the shows that he does watch are really good. He just doesn't watch, he's older and whatever, old school. And it's one of the shows that he always talks about is Yellowstone. So I got to catch up on it, but it is very good. Very good.
What is Yellowstone?
Oh, God. Hang on.
My brother and his girlfriend watched this.
So what do they think?
They like it because they watch it regularly.
See, it's been a little while since I watched it. Like I said, I got to catch up. I had watched like the first few, and I feel like I'm getting it mixed up with. There's another show. It's not Yellowstone, but I think it's another show that he watches. And hang on, I can tell you real quick. What else is going on, boy?
I love a new camera. It keeps glitching out. It's like I'm watching a horror movie. I'm sitting here, and it goes, like you watch out one of those horror movies where it's self-filming, like you're in a house, and you have cameras set up, and then the camera goes off crazy for a second.
Found footage.
Doing that. Yeah, so it's found footage. Thank you.
Kevin Costner, Wes Bentley, Kevin Riley, Luke Grimes, Cole Hauser, and Gil Birmingham. The series follows the conflicts along the shared borders of a large cattle ranch, a native reservation, and land developers. So it's cool. It deals with sort of like homesteading and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. The Dutton family, owners of a large ranch in the U.S., and the plots revolve around family drama and the border to the Native American reservation and national park, and sort of the conflicts that happen within that. So it's a good show. I definitely got to catch up. And as of our episode right now, there is 29 episodes currently. I I still have a lot to go. But it's worth checking out for sure.
Where can you watch it? For people that want to watch it.
All right. Hang on.
Come on, Linda. Give us some information.
Paramount Network. But I watched it somewhere on my Fire Stick.
Is it not like Netflix or something?
I wanted something. It's on something because I watched it on. I forget what I was watching it on.
Because I thought I've seen it somewhere, but I can't place it.
Yeah, I syndication. Oh, it's on Peacock. It's on Peacock, which I have Peacock. So I had signed up for the free month, and I just haven't canceled.
Thanks, Linda.
Some
now she chams after Tom tells everybody. Where do you go to repeat what Tom said, Linda?
Oh no, that's good. So, yeah, because I still have the Peacock. I never canceled it. It's only like $4. I was like, keep it for a little while. Something to watch.
I was looking at that, and then I was like, the free version, I get most stuff. You just don't get the originals.
Yeah.
And like to watch the network shows, you have to wait a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I'll use it for the original for the network shows, but I don't even watch it.
Some of the originals are on there are really cool. There's a lot of like British shows and stuff, and they're pretty damn good. That's kind of why I kept it. It was I got it. I signed up for the free week because I wanted to see the free month because I wanted to see the Saved by the Bell reboot, and which I kind of liked. It was a little corny, but it was good. You know, they made fun of the original, and then I started checking out some of the originals they had on there, and they were damn good. And I was just like, I'll keep this for a little while, and eventually cancel it, I'm sure, once I've watched everything. But yeah, there was some good stuff on there. It's not too bad.
You see that Discovery has its own channel now, Discovery Plus.
Mm-hmm.
With all their channels, like everyone's coming out with them now.
Yeah.
And you can watch Shark Week all day, every day, 365.
There's like what, 30 years of it? Or 30 seasons, I should say.
Probably something crazy.
Yeah. So if you want to watch it, check it out. I don't know if I'll watch it, but Derek will watch it.
Maybe.
It's a show Derek would like. It's probably bland enough for Derek.
Jeez, bland enough for Derek.
You get to watch anime. That's exciting.
Yeah, that is true. You watch some cool anime. You like the blood and guts and stuff too. So I give you props for that.
Yeah, the last season for Attack on Titan started. I think they're 4 or 5 episodes in Japanese, and they just started the English dub. So they're 3 episodes.
Well, my gripe with you is Derek gets me to watch this stupid. It's not stupid. This anime about this kid in high school teaching these all these sisters, tutoring them. They have like one freaking season, and it has to come back. I'm like, really? And you watch something, and you're like, I don't want to watch this, but you check it out, and then you get sucked into it.
Yep.
You got sucked into the damn thing, and then it ends. They're like, oh, wait for next season. That was 18 years ago. I don't know what the hell happened.
Like, you get sucked into that one, but not any of the violent ones that I kept talking about.
I haven't watched the violent one. That's why. I've seen violent anime before. That's not new to me.
Yeah. But
because I watched anime probably before you even knew what anime was, when it was really violent, like from the 80s and stuff.
And everybody called it Japanime.
Or Japanime, yeah.
Well, I just think it's hilarious.
Well, Transformers is anime. People forget that. Before anime became anime.
You pick
What's that?
Out of all the ones I pick about, you pick like one of the love story. Who's he going to pick out of the 5 quintuplets?
Hey, it was your fault. You said, hey, check this out. So I did, and then I got sucked into the stupid thing. I was like, I'll watch one episode, and I'll move on with life. But I'm like...
Now you need to know who he picks.
There was some... Well, what they do is they do this little thing that makes you want to go, what happens next week? Now we're gonna know what happens next week. And then next week they go, do a little thing just enough to keep you occupied and wanting to watch it. So you don't watch the following week. And next you know the season's over, and you're like, what the freak happened? Now it's probably never coming back ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like 4 years ago. He had me watch it.
It's coming back this year.
Yeah, right.
No, it is. I don't know if it's the winter or the summer. Like this.
Did it come out like 2 years ago?
I think it came out last year. Like right.
Are you sure?
COVID. I think it was right before COVID.
It's really because it seemed like it was 5 years ago or something. Not literally, but
it could have been like last summer. Like
no, it wasn't last summer.
No. I mean, like when I say last summer, I mean like 2019 summer.
Oh, okay.
And then COVID happened, so everything like shut down.
Oh, that's true with COVID. Yeah, good point. I didn't think of that. You know what? Now that you say that, I think you said that to me at one point because I asked you like when the hell it was coming back, and you might have mentioned that to me.
Yeah, because I think it was supposed to be 2 seasons.
But it was pretty good. I have to admit, it was pretty good. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the Peanut Brutal Challenge from last week. Shay was supposed to be here, but some things came up and she couldn't pop on. But she is doing our Weeper Paranormal show, so tune in Thursday. I'm going to ask her about that, about her thoughts on the challenge. But yeah, that was a brutal challenge. Tom was talking to me about during the show. I don't think it Debbie wasn't as bad as the Tube of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me it was hotter than people told me. But again, everyone's heat level is different, and my heat tolerance wasn't up like it should have been. I hadn't eaten a lot of super spicy stuff like I should have to prepare. It is what it is, you know. I'm not one to do that type of stuff anyway. I just want to see naturally, you know, what I can handle. And I'll be doing it again. Definitely before the Tube of Terror. And the problem with that is they're coming out with another Tube of Terror, supposedly.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's going to kill somebody. But the peanut butter was really good. Mine was chewy, which was part of my problem. When I do these challenges, speaking of challenges, I'm going to be doing a Malaysian noodle challenge. It's ghost chili dubak noodle challenge. It's all over YouTube. You guys can check it out. They're these black noodles with ghost pepper sauce on them. And to keep a lot of challenges, you just get them down as fast as you can. Unless it tells you have to wait a certain amount of time in between. If there's no time limit from the beginning, you just do what you can and get it down as fast. And that was my plan with the Peanut Brutal. The problem was I was chewing it like bubblegum half the time, or taffy, and just couldn't get it down. And if you watched it, when I was on my second piece, I was halfway done, and Shay was going on to the final bar. I don't know if you remember that, Tom.
Yeah, I do.
She was going on to the final battle. I'm like, holy Jesus, she's gonna dominate this challenge. And then when Shay was like, I'm done, my psych level just totally dropped. I'm like, if she's done, how far am I gonna get? So now my mental capacity is like, holy sheep shit. Like, oh man. And I'm just chewing and chewing and chewing. And I have to say, I just gave up. I had 2 freaking bites left. And instead of saying mentally, you know what, screw it, just buckle down, I was like, you know what? I'm done. My throat had just started to hurt. And I should have just took the last bite, sucked it up, you know. But that's bugging me to this day. And,
I would have pushed you through. I would have been like, "What? You got 2 bites left and you can't finish?"
Yeah, well, you should have been there then, Derek. But,
I definitely see what you're saying, though. When you're doing a challenge with somebody and then somebody bails, it's a lot easier to bail yourself at that point. You know, it kind of takes the wind out of your sails, like you were saying. You know,
I expected her to finish. I wasn't sure if I was going to finish when we started the challenge, but I expected her to finish. And then, so like my psyche, when she didn't finish, I was like, holy fuck. Because mind you, when she started the bar, I hadn't even started the third bar yet. I was halfway through the second bar. The first two weren't that bad, but the jump from 2 to 3 was astronomical.
Yeah.
And the next day, I ate the last 2 pieces.
Yep.
Those last 2 pieces were so hot. I had to eat another bowl of yogurt.
Wow.
That's how hot they were.
Wow.
No, I like hot stuff. So normally I'd be like, all right, suffer through the pain, be done in a few minutes. No, I had to eat another yogurt.
Wow.
That was 2 bites.
I'll tell you, watching that, man, like I'm thinking, never mind the hot. I'm hearing the crunching coming from Shay, and I'm like, oh, her jaw is just gonna be killing after this.
Yeah.
It's just like that alone made the challenge hard. Just trying to eat that. And I know yours was chewy, you said, bro.
6 ounces of brittle.
I wonder
2
if the way
ounces per bar. Was that there?
I wonder if the way to prepare for that one is probably just have like peanut butter sandwiches so you get your jaw red.
Oh. My jaw was tired when I was done, though. I'll tell you that. It was tired.
So something, it's a little, it deals with spicy stuff, but it's not the challenge. I've been meaning to ask you this forever, Roy, and I just, you know how my memory is. I forget every time, so I wrote it down. You like spicy stuff. What are your feelings on Chinese restaurant mustard? You know that mustard that goes like up your nose, like when you taste.
I love it.
Okay, I do too. I love it, and I've been meaning to ask you what you thought of it, and I just kept forgetting.
I make the funniest faces if I put too much on something, and then I inhale when I put the food in my mouth. The faces I make, like you would laugh your ass off because it's like, ooh, But it's almost like your endorphins get going because like it's so painful, but it's fun and it's good,
Yeah, I love it, and I was just curious.
We should do a challenge on that. That'd be fun. Get some Chinese food, maybe some pork or something.
I'm not a big pork person.
Well, we can do chicken, whatever we put mustard on.
Everything else. I'm not big on pork. Never been.
Pork you.
Yeah, pork you.
So that's the peanut brutal challenge. I'm gonna do it again. I have the Moab mother of all bars to do. I got the Malaysian spicy noodles to do. I still got to do the taste test of those nerd things. I still have those. We got to come up with a game for those.
Oh yeah,
to make it fun. That to do. We have the. Did you show the scorpion?
No, we haven't got to that yet.
You want to do that now, or?
Sure, let's do it.
You want to talk about first or something?
No. It was just I was waiting for when we were going to talk about it. So yeah, we've been talking about doing other challenges aside from spicy, so that I could partake plus kind of switch up the variety. And one that we kept coming, we were like, oh, we want like bugs or something like that, something weird, eating crickets or something. And I had known, FYE carried certain stuff, and actually the one near me is carrying a bunch more. But so this challenge we'll be doing sometime in the near future, it won't be too long before we do it, is chocolate covered scorpions. So they call it dessert scorpion, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. I watched.
It's a cool box.
Yeah, it is a cool box, and it slides out like that.
That's cool.
Right now, I have 4 of them because there's 4 of us doing the challenge. If there's more, I can run over because that was the problem. I got these down in Warwick, and that's like over a half-hour ride each way. So I was like, I don't really want to, And then they're like not, they're $10-11, and then hour and a half round trip. I didn't feel like driving down, but now that it's right over at the Emerald Mall, I can go as we need it. And like I said, they have crickets and larvets. But yeah, so you you won't be able to really see, but the cricket is in there, and it's I measured it with a tape measure. It's about 1.5 inches long, and it's in the shape of the scorpion. you can't really see it because I know it's bright, the glare and everything, but it's it looks like on this one, and I did watch one video of a guy eating the pincher was broken off, and it looks like it's broken off on this one. But yes, we are going to be eating scorpions. So stay tuned. It will be coming in the near future. And then after that, like I said, I'm going to hopefully, I know Roy and Shay and some people talked about coming down this way. So we can go over one day and we can go over to FYE and kind of look at the other stuff that they had. Like I said, they had crickets, they had larvettes, they called them, which will look like little larvae or little maggots almost. And a lot of other sort of crazy, exotic, weird stuff. So yeah, a non-spicy challenge. And speaking of a non-spicy challenge, Derek, don't you have a challenge?
Yeah, we're gonna do
Derek.
That's been like in the works for like a year now. A challenge. What is this challenge, Derek?
We're gonna do the chicken nugget challenge in 2 weeks, the day before the Super Bowl. Since chicken and football go together.
The day before the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do 40 nuggets from McDonald's. We'll see how many we can eat. Are we just gonna time it Are we gonna time it like a set timer, or are we just?
It's your challenge, Derek. You tell us.
Yeah, you got to tell us, man.
Well, I'll figure out the timing on another day, I guess. If we're gonna go for we got to eat 40 in X amount of minutes, or we just go until everybody says they're done.
I mean, you guys.
Here's that scorpion.
Ugh. I'm excited for
you
it.
guys can see that. Look, you can kind of see it here a little bit.
Yeah,
it looks. I am too. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be fun. Like I said, I'm excited to do a challenge again, and the chicken nugget challenge I'll do. But you guys, I mean, me and Roy have been talking about. I don't think I've ever eaten more than 10 or 12 in one chicken nuggets in one sitting. I mean, I weigh like 105 fucking pounds. I weigh more than that, but I mean,
I'm liking Lynn's idea actually. Hot mustard on the nuggets. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll try to get some of that hot mustard. Can you buy that in the store, or do you have to get it from Chinese restaurants?
I would think you could probably get it from a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's type of store, or even something like that. I would think. I mean, I don't
just go to
Sure.
I'll just order some Chinese food.
Yeah,
that'll be more fun.
Just ask for extra mustard, because
right. A big container of mustard, please. I'm sure people do because that mustard is pretty popular. I think.
Oh yeah, people love it. Even how it comes out your nose. I know people love that feeling. It's like I mean, I'm not a big spicy person, but I love Chinese mustard. Well, I love wasabi too.
And like I said, sometimes when I bite into it, it goes right up my nose and it burns, and I'm like, ah! I make these funny faces.
Oh,
you know.
Oh yeah.
People laugh at me. They're like, "Dude, that was the craziest face." I'm like, I couldn't help it, but it's so good.
I like that. Like I said, I like that type of spice. That wasabi and sort of Thai spicy, which is different from a lot of the spicy that we do. It's I really like that type of spicy.
I just had some sushi the other night.
Ooh,
with some wasabi.
Nice. I haven't had sushi in a while.
So good. I love sushi. Yeah, next time you come up, we'll get some sushi.
Yes, I would love to, because I love sushi. It's just I don't know why. God, there was a while, about a couple years ago. I mean, I would get it once a week at work. I would bring it in or whatever, because I love sushi that much, man. And it's just, oh God, I could eat it every meal.
How about you, Doug? That's a dumb question. Never mind.
Yeah, come on, man.
You don't eat sushi. No. I know. It was like, really? I'm like, really? So next week's show, Derek popped on with some type of box. So you want to do your box next week, Derek?
I might have 2 or 3 boxes next week.
Cool.
Well, we're not gonna do them all at once. We'll do one box. Well, are they all cards?
No, I should be getting my other Aki Bento box for this month.
All right, yeah, we can do that if you want.
And I should be getting the other
I'll do
one.
my I won something off Pristine Auctions again, so maybe I'll just show that off next week.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because actually, I'm currently watching, and I haven't bid yet, but I'm watching one, but that's signed by C.J. Graham, who was I think it was part 6. He was
Really?
CJ. Yeah, because there was one on there. It was signed by both Ari Lehman and Kane Hodder, and it was at $1, but it still had like 10 days to go. They had just put it up at that point. That one's going to go for hundreds and hundreds. Yeah,
and I love Friday the 13th, but I'm not spending $100 on a mask.
No, and especially.
But I would like to get all the Jasons.
That would be cool.
Pretty cool.
I mean, like, I don't think they'd ever go down in value.
No, but if I'm going to pay, like, I'm not with Roy. That's a lot of money, and especially because you're not even meeting the person, with these pristine auctions. I mean, yes, I know it's legit and everything, but if I'm paying a good amount of money, I kind of want to, like, talk to that person, kind of meet that person in real life if I'm going to pay that much.
Exactly. I might have to go on there tonight and take a look around. I actually tried to win a no, we're not a sponsor, so everybody knows we're not sponsoring Pristine Auctions or anything, but they had a Night of the Living Dead poster signed by the cast. It was so awesome. I was like, oh. So I bid on it. So I bid a maximum. I was like $70 because I'm like, I'm not gonna win this.
Yeah.
In case people get stupid and stop bidding for whatever reason, I'll bid like $70.
Yeah,
and it went for like $200. It was like I expected that, but I'm like, I have to put something on it because if it goes for $50, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, exactly. At least you put in what you were willing to pay, and so be it at that point. Yep.
I've never been like, oh, I lost,
Yeah.
But Pristine Auctions is a cool auction site. They sell sports memorabilia, everything really, anything you can imagine.
Everything. So
autographs, and they're authenticated too. You get a card of authenticity, and my dog ate my first card.
Oh no!
But you have a number on the whatever you get, and you can go on the website and it's still authenticated on there. Good. So that's kind of cool. And I took a picture of the card before the dog ate it.
Yeah,
well, I was stupid. I kept it in the bag, showing somebody, and I always said to myself, take the card out of the bag and put the card somewhere so I have it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop it on the floor, and the dog's gonna get it. And I just never did it, and of course, that's what happened because I'm an idiot. But look, I took a picture of it. Plus, it's got a number on the back, and I can go on the website and
you can reprint one out. I'm sure, or whatever.
Authenticate it if I really wanted to. So
it's well, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to that the Rhode Island Comic-Con Terracon combo in June of this year. I'm hoping
me too.
Some more big names get there. I'd like to get some autographs at that one because it's the horror. So I'm down for getting those autographs and actually paying for a couple. Not a lot, but I'll pay for a couple.
Yeah, I'm with you
on those because I'm looking forward to that show a lot. If it happens.
Yeah, I'm with you. Same here. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If it happens.
If it happens. Hopefully.
All right. Do you guys got anything else to talk about?
No. We got a new president, boys. It's official.
Thank the good Lord. Jesus Christ, mother of Satan.
I think I think I can tell everybody now that everybody on the right, you were right. I am a lizard person. You were right all along. I'm a socialist. You got it right. You can say it now.
That's awesome. What about you, Dick? What are you? A libertarian?
I don't freaking know.
Derek doesn't even know.
I don't really care about politics.
Wow. Someone in your generation says they don't care about politics. They were all over it a few months ago.
I just get bored by it. Like I can't follow it. Like if I'm watching it, like I fall asleep. It's just not interesting to me. I don't know why.
I hear you. I'm just hoping we go to a point, and I've said this before on this show. It's like, so now that Trump's gone, whatever you feel about him at this point, I don't even care anymore because I don't want to waste much more oxygen on this guy because he's just not worth it. We have a president that doesn't live on Twitter. So now we can kind of go back. I'm hoping we go back to some sort of normalcy where not every conversation is about politics. So like I was talking to my friend Joss out, and she lives in England, and she asked me straight up, she goes, like our media portrays it that all you guys do is talk about politics and stuff. And I was like, it's pretty much been that way for the last 4 years now. And she goes, oh my God, that is so weird and sad. And I was like, you don't even know the half of it. I was like, so I'm just looking forward to, okay, yeah, we talk about the president and politics when we need to, not every day because of some just outrageous tweet or something. Get back to some normalcy.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for.
God willing. And hopefully that gets to that point. And I think we will, hopefully. But the question is, will we know how to? That's what I'm worried about.
Well, I mean,
it's a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while. I know.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in today, for watching our show. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Comment on this video. Let us know what you think. What challenges you want us to do. We like to hear from you all, so get back with us. So for Tom, Derek, and myself, everybody, have a good night. Linda, thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, Linda.
You guys have a good night. Be safe. Love each other. We are mad.